Let's go, girls. Come on.
From New York City to Los Angeles, Powered Up with Beck and Franklin is giving women of all ages permission to live the life they've always dreamed of. Why live in black and white when you can choose the brilliance of 3D and Technicolor? Each week, Sandra Beck and Linda Franklin and their high-powered guests will be here to cheer you on, to share their challenges, their successes, and what they've learned along the way. It's all about women supporting women. The stories and practical tips on sex, beauty, money, and so much more are designed to help you reconnect to the powerful woman you are. Fabulous knows no limits. Now it's time for you to expand your boundaries. Here are Sandra Beck and Linda Franklin.
Hey ladies, this is Sandra Beck and I'm here with Linda Franklin. And you know, Linda, we've had our Soul Search Tuesdays going on. We've been working all on the interior. We've been working on the spirit and the soul. And today we're going to have a beauty show. Woohoo! I just love working on ourselves from the inside out. And David Zyla, our guest today, is an Emmy award-winning stylist and best-selling author that empowers us to discover our authentic style and show the world who we really are through color. Yeah, I'm all into color these days.
Well, David is fabulous. I can't wait for him to be on because I've seen him in action. He just talked to a group of our woman warriors last week at UBS, and he had them eaten out of the palm of his hand. And he's so fabulous. I mean, we'll talk about it more when he gets on the line. But wow, he is terrific. And when David Zyla walks into a room, you know David Zyla is in the room. He is dressed to the nines. He looks fabulous all the time, but his inside is just as beautiful as his outside because his heart is wonderful, and he's helped me in Shining Service with so many of our makeovers and dressing our women, and he just loves it. So I'm so excited to have him on the show.
I am too, and it's interesting because I started looking, in preparation for the show today, I started looking at images, for David Zyla, because the book that he wrote, Color Your Style, How to Wear Your True Colors, has such a beautiful, simple, gorgeous cover. And, what would you expect from him? But I started looking at some of the color combinations he would wear in his pictures. And now I could never put those together in a million years, but they work. Like I would never think like a turquoise and a burnt orange and he just puts stuff together. It's like he's like a color magician.
Yeah, that's why he's so good. That's why he's won a couple of Emmy awards. He dressed Susan Lucci on Days of Our Lives?
Yeah,
I'm not a soap opera person, but everybody knows Susan Lucci. But and he dressed her for years and won an Emmy for that. And he's been on. And I want to ask him about this because I just found this. He was he dressed the women on Devious Maids on Lifetime, and I was watching that program. I didn't even know David was dressing them. I found that out, but he's all over the place. He goes all over the world, and meets with women, and goes shopping with them, and it's a very interesting life.
It is. I can only imagine him going into my closet and going, "Oh, girlfriend, you need to get rid of this, get rid of that, get rid of this," and just.
He would do the same with mine. I know. Because he can just look at you and know what will work for you, and it's a very good thing. But today, did you hear, just to change the topic for a second, because I know we've had a lot of shows on supplements and vitamins, that the FDA is pulling a lot of stuff off, like home brand, like Target brands and Walgreens brands, and even, what's that big vitamin store?
GNC?
Yeah. A lot of their brands, they're pulling them off the shelves because they did testing, and they found out what they said on the label wasn't actually inside the capsules, and so which really can hurt people. So they were doing a whole lot of pulling off the shelves, and GNC and all the others that I mentioned, and it's pretty awful because you buy these things, they're not cheap. and you think that you're really doing something good for your wellness, and then you find out that the ingredients are not what they say they are, and, it's just you lose all faith in everything.
Well, yeah, I mean, because how can you know? It is interesting you said I just ordered a bunch of supplements, right off of Amazon, thinking like, this is one of the things that I'm looking for. And then I see this. How do you know what even to choose? I went through some, brands that I thought I knew and could trust, but I would buy GNC stuff all the time.
Well, I do Vitamin Shop I go into Vitamin Shop and I have a favorite guy there, and I buy some of their brands, but then he recommends other things to me that are not their brands, and I buy those as well. But I'm glad that, Vitamin Shop wasn't, or maybe they just haven't gotten around to Vitamin Shop. I hope not. But, these are billion-dollar industries, and, people are buying them and using them and think they're doing good things, and they're just not. And if there are bad things in there that you don't know about, then they could interact with some other prescription meds that you're taking and really hurt you. So, I mean, holy mackerel. What is this, just about greed?
Well, and you wonder where they had this stuff made, because I just looked up the article that it said it's like during the investigation, DNA testing on hundreds of bottles of store brand herb supplements sold in New York State as treatments for everything from memory loss to prostate trouble found that 4 out of 5 contained none of the herbs on the label.
Yeah.
Instead, they were packed with cheap fillers such as wheat, rice, beans, or houseplants.
Yeah, I mean, houseplants. Holy moly. That's just awful. Because this is something people are ingesting. This is you're putting this into your body, and you really need to know what you're putting into your body.
Yes, absolutely.
So, it's very disheartening, not only to me, but to a lot of people out there, because, I take vitamins every day. And I have for quite a few years, and I don't want to have to think about it. I just want to do it and believe that I'm doing something good for myself.
Absolutely. And we want to know that what we're putting into our bodies is safe. How much you want to bet all these, things are bottled at the same location? Maybe they bottle them in China or India. It's like when I was, had my kids were little and I bought all these Thomas the Train things. And here it was, national brands and, well-respected brands with this Thomas the Train stuff. I think it was Tomy or Tyco or Fisher Price, something like that. But they were all painted with lead paint, and they recalled everything, and my kid chewed all over them, but thank God he didn't get lead poisoning. But I kept them all because I figured they'll be collector's items someday, but they're in like a heat proof box in the garage, because they're full of lead. But you just go in the effort to save a dime, like how come there's no quality control with this stuff?
Well, there isn't, and you've read, as I have, that so many of these prescription drugs come in illegally from China, and they're not what they say they are. And this is prescription drugs, are there because you've got a problem, right? It's right. A vitamin is a vitamin, but these are prescription drugs, for your heart, for your lungs, for your kidneys, for whatever your problem is. And here they're not what they say they are, and they can kill people.
Right.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's the FDA. They're always picking on vitamins because they're non-regulated. So it's you don't know who to believe. You really don't. Who said is the FDA getting back at these guys because they don't comply with FDA regulations because they don't have to, or is it was like with the bioidentical hormones for years and probably still are. Everybody thought no, this is that they're not what they're just like the other hormones, and they're going to give you breast cancer and all of this other stuff. And over time, it's proven that it's really a very valuable thing for a woman to look into. And all the original testing that they did from the National Health showed that wasn't true at all, because the test women were too old, and but it scares the bejesus out of you because you don't know who to believe. and
Right.
and there's so many cross currents of good versus bad that you say, oh my, you just scratch your head and said, well, if the experts don't know, how in the hell am I supposed to know? And you just have to go with what you believe, because otherwise you go crazy.
Right, absolutely. And they listed, if you go to Google and you look this stuff up, they listed, the things that the contaminants that are in these things, it's just unbelievable what's in here. And they're brand supplements that I've used: ginkgo biloba, St. John's wort, valerian root, garlic, echinacea. I have all of those from Target in my cabinet right now.
Really? I don't have any of those, and I haven't gotten vitamins at Target. Mine are just more of the run-of-the-mill, but yeah, St. John wort is supposed to be for depression too, right? So, that's if it's fooling around with your brain, but it isn't, because I don't know what they're putting in it, but if it's crushed up plant leaves, holy moly.
Yeah, well, they in each of the cases for Walgreens, Target, Walmart, and a couple other, and GNC, they seem to have targeted the same things: ginkgo biloba, St. John's wort, valerian root, garlic, echinacea, and saw palmetto.
Yeah.
And they went and purchased them in stores in Nassau County, Poughkeepsie, and Syracuse.
So I have a question for you. Are you going to throw yours away? You're going to use them?
I'm going to throw them away.
You're going to throw them away?
Yeah, why would I,
Yeah.
Why would I put some But, they're saying that some of these things contain allium, French bean, primrose, spruce, the house plant, allium, legumes, saw palmetto, and echinacea in the wrong jars. So, I don't know what I'm taking. So, I'm going to throw them out.
Throw them away and start over again.
That's right. Well, I'm going to take us to commercial break right now. This is Sandra Beck, and I'm here with Linda Franklin, and this is Powered Up Talk Radio, and we are going to be visiting after the break with David Zyla. You're going to want to check him out. He's the color guy. He's the reason so many of these people look fantastic, whether they're celebrities, persons of interest, politicians. We all love to see what people are wearing, so why not hear it from the horse's mouth and figure out what we should be wearing? More with David Zyla after the break.
We've got lots more Powered Up with Sandra Beck and Linda Franklin after these messages.
LinkedIn. It's a great tool and a great way to do business in today's social media driven world. And Carol McManus is the LinkedIn Lady with the LinkedIn Lady Show, Tuesday and Wednesday afternoons at 4 p.m. Eastern on allbusinessradionetwork.com. The LinkedIn Lady Show is designed to inform, inspire, and educate businesses. Every social media site has a specific demographic, personality, and purpose. And the LinkedIn Lady will interview a variety of guests, such as business owners who can showcase their business and talk about how they use social media, such as Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Google+, Pinterest, and of course, LinkedIn. For more on Carol and the show, check out her website, LinkedInLady.com. As trends change and new applications become available, the LinkedIn Lady Show will bring that information to you in an easy-to-use, fun, and engaging way. Every Tuesday and Wednesday afternoons at 4 p.m. Eastern, it's the LinkedIn Lady Show with Carol McManus on allbusinessradionetwork.com.
Have you heard? The pages of American Patchwork and Quilting magazine come to life on our new weekly online radio show, American Patchwork and Quilting. Join Pat Sloan, our blogging and quilt designer host, as she talks about the latest trends, ideas, and inspirations. Her guests include quilt pattern designers, authors, quilt shop owners, and our editors, all quilters, just like you. Call in with your questions. Get quilting tips from industry experts. Learn about free patterns. Hear behind-the-scenes stories from our magazines, American Patchwork and Quilting, Quilt Sampler, and Quilts and More. Get the scoop on free stuff and find out more about the best independent quilt shops in North America. To listen to a live show, tune in Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern. Just log on to allpeoplequilt.com/radio. To hear past shows, go to iTunes and search for American Patchwork and Quilting Radio. We hope you'll join us because we know that quilting changes everything.
We're back with Sandra Beck and Linda Franklin. Here's more Powered Up with Beck and Franklin.
Hey ladies, this is Sandra Beck and I'm here with Linda Franklin and we've got a fabulous show today. I'm so excited, and so is Linda, to bring to you David Zyla. He's one of the reasons people look so beautiful when they step out the door. And Linda, you've got to meet him in person. So I'm going to step back and let you take over because you are just beautifully dressed every time I see you. And
No, I need David's help. I looked at some
David,
pictures
I know,
of myself.
My God, don't go in my closet. You'll be like, oh my God, what are you doing in there? But I'm so happy to bring him to the show today. And so I'm going to step back, Linda. I'm going to let you take the mic and rock and roll.
Okay, well, I've had several occasions to watch David in action. The latest was last Thursday, where he did a whole talk and was there with his new book, How to Win at Shopping, talking to our woman warriors for Shining Service, and they loved him. They just he had them eating out of the palm of his hand. He's terrific. I've seen, for Veterans Day, he, for both Bloomingdale's and Lord & Taylor, he dressed our women. What he does is he goes in like days before they are set to come shopping and picks out, just by pictures and sizes, picks out, maybe 15 different wardrobes for them to look at. He puts them on racks, so when they get there, they get to choose what they want, and they try it on, and oh my God, it's just, he's just fabulous. He looks fabulous on the outside, dressed to the nines, but he's just as fabulous on the inside because his heart is bigger than New York City, and that's pretty big. David, are you there?
Oh, I'm here. Oh, my God, that's an intro. Well, it's always a pleasure collaborating with you, and how wonderful to chat with you tonight as well. So
it's our pleasure. Just so the ladies know, David goes all around the world, literally all around the world, helping women pick the clothes that are the most flattering for them. I know you're off. Aren't you off somewhere crazy, like in the next couple of weeks?
I travel extensively, working with women and men, actually. And I just got back from London and Boston, and I'll be traveling to Columbus, Ohio, and San Francisco, and Houston, and Orlando, and then Stockholm, Helsinki, Riga, Vienna, London, Dublin, on and on and on.
Oh, my gosh. And he's still sane, Sandra. I don't know how he does it. I know that David said he's working with men now, but, just working with women on clothes, and oh, my God. And
well, just working with women in general.
You do, I adore it, and I feel, so fortunate. When the book that I just wrote, obviously, is How to Win at Shopping, but the one before that, Color Your Style, is really what kind of put my message out there in a wonderful way. And that message is that we all deserve to look and feel our best. And if we look at the colors in us, the shapes in our face, etc., all of the clues are there as to, what we should be looking for and how we can look our very best. And then this book, How to Win at Shopping, was really in reaction to all of the clients I've worked with around the world, both celebrities and non-celebrities, saying, all right, now we know what we should be looking for. How do we do it? And here we are with How to Win at Shopping.
Yeah, well, I think we need that because it's great when you're there in the store with us picking it out, but then when you leave, what do we do the next time around? And the book really helps you figure that out.
Yeah, the idea of the book is, if I can't be with you, put the book in your pocketbook. Carry it with you. It's a great companion. It's a reminder of really how to get things that are perfect for you. And, be clever about it. We all should have a working closet. Unless your goal is to start a clothing museum, everything in your closet should be something that you look forward to putting on.
How how long should things be in your closet before they're ready for the museum? Like if you haven't worn it, and how long?
Well, you know what? A museum, when I say that, those are things that are just hanging there, that they're not going to be used. You're not going to wear them. And, you know, sometimes I'll look in someone's closet and they have all of the best hits of their life, like all of the moments, like the first date, but they're not married to that man anymore, you know, and
oh my God, David, what are you, like in my house right now? Me to a T. Like, oh, I remember this dress. I have one from 1986. It's like blue sparklies, you know, like the kind that stretches, like you pull it out, it's like a tube. And I can't let that go because it was like my first college date.
That's adorable. Oh my God. Well, but here's my advice. So to have a working closet, everything in your closet should be things that are possibilities every morning when you dress yourself. So something like that, it sounds like you're holding on to it because it meant something very special to you. I don't know if it should really be in your main closet. If you have another closet or you put it in a box on a shelf, that sort of thing I think is better because I want all of the real estate just inside those doors of your closet to be possibility for you.
Okay. I have double walk-in masters, and I'm divorced, and one of the reasons I will never remarry is I'm not going to give up the other walk-in closet.
Both sides are yours now.
Both sides are more. Yep, and I have shoes and boots, and one side is summer and warm weather, and the other side is cold, chilly weather.
Yeah, well, that's to her California cold, chilly weather. She should be here to really know what chilly weather is like, right? Oh, we're freezing our behinds
that
off.
way you don't have to, you know, most people have to switch closets over. The fact that you can either go to the left or the right is fantastic. That's ideal. I think all the listeners are going to be envious of that.
This is Sandra. This is something that I saw David do last week, and it was pretty amazing. And I want him to tell us more about it. He went around the audience, and he looked at a woman, and he looked at their chin, and then by the shape of their chin, decided what kind of neckline that they should be wearing, what was the most flattering. How did you figure that one out, David?
Well, all right. So if we go back, how did I figure it out? When I was a child, I always had this idea of like what looked right on people. And I remember helping my parents get dressed when I was about 5 years old, saying to my mother, wear this necklace, and to my father, wear that tie. Many years later, I studied costume design, and I would design student shows, and my teachers would ask me, why did you choose these different things? And I would say to them, well, it's just right. And one teacher said to me, you really should be able to boil down your theory just so that you can have a discussion, with a director or producer or actor. And it was actually wonderful advice. And so my idea is, again, if you just look at the clues in you, you should follow them. So my idea is if you follow the shape of your chin, you're going to find the perfect neckline for you because it echoes that shape and it brings the eye to your face. I also believe that you should do the same thing with your shoe. So again, like if you're someone who looks great in a V-neck, a pointier shoe is going to be better for you, whereas someone who looks great in a scoop is going to look really beautiful with an almond-toed shoe.
So if you're saying if you have a pointy chin, would you go with a V-neck, or would you? Because it's sort of.
I would just echo what's there. Yeah, echo what's there. If your jaw's a little bit more squared, a square neckline is going to look stunning on you. It's
now,
all
what
about
if I have
honoring
like a Reese Witherspoon face? Like I have a heart-shaped face.
Do you ever wear a sweetheart
necklace or a heart-shaped? Like, how do you have a heart-shaped neckline?
Do you wear a sweetheart neck ever?
I don't know what that is.
So if you were to take strapless and put two curves, instead of straight across, two curves.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, that looks nice.
Yeah, so that's great. So again, your chin fits right into that shape beautifully.
Got it. Oh, love you. Thank you for my fashion advice.
So the idea is to, look at yourself. It's easier to, be authentic to what's there than, when a woman is saying, well, I'm going to wear this dress today, but I'm going to have to get different makeup for it. That means probably that the color is not her best, and she's trying to change herself to match that dress. And my idea is that clothing and accessories should really be used as raw materials to showcase us. Unless someone is paying you to wear something that isn't A+, don't do it. You should really look to yourself for all the best things.
You got that, Sandra? And I'm thinking, now about talking about closets, I'm thinking less is more. To be able to go into your closet, even if you have 10 things hanging there, but those are 10 things that you could wear all the time and not have to think about. You just go in and pick it out, and it's going to look good on you.
I really agree with you. I feel that having something that you love is better than having 2 or 3 things that are, well, they're okay. They're all right. I don't mind wearing them. I like the idea that every time you open your closet doors, you smile and say, I can't wait to get dressed. You shouldn't feel, if you're going to an important meeting or a job interview, when you open your closet in the morning and say, oh, gosh, the thing I wanted to wear is at the dry cleaner, and I hate everything else. That's a horrible feeling to have. And it's really going to change the outcome of your day, when you start with that impulse. And, your clothing should really support you in a wonderful way.
Is it okay that I think of my shoes as my friends?
Do you name them and talk to them and take them places, or
I have this amazing collection of and they're just, I know they're almost out of style, the platform kind of things, but I have a pair that are camouflage strappies with a big cork heel, and I'm never going to get rid of them, David. I don't care how popular and successful you are. You can't make me do it. We're going to come back from the break with David Zyla. Check him out, DavidZyla.com, and we're going to talk more about clothes and fashion and all sorts of good stuff to keep us pretty.
After these messages, this is for all you girls about 42. Tossing pennies into the fountain of youth.
Homeschooling? Have questions? Get your pen and paper ready. It's the sociable homeschooler, Vivian McNinney. Fridays at 5, 4 Central on TogiNet.com. After a handsome blue-eyed Texan fell in love with Vivian at the Victoria Station in London, she found herself at DFW Airport with a tiny suitcase and a snazzy little duffel bag. Well, 25 years later, she is now happily married to that blue-eyed cowboy. They have 4 grown children ages 24 to 18 who became willing guinea pigs when she unwittingly stumbled upon the world of homeschooling. Wildflower Academy flourished for 15 years. They survived and thrived, and you can too. Vivian will be covering a wide range of issues that face homeschoolers. What do you do with kids in the summer? How to set up your one-room schoolhouse? How obedience is paramount? And what to do with those snakes? Plus, you'll be sharing ideas and insights that she gleaned from other homeschoolers. So join us for an engaging hour with the sociable homeschooler, Vivian McNinney. Friday afternoons at 5, 4 Central on TogiNet.com.
Spark Your Soul Radio with Ann Phyllis. Perspectives with purpose. Insights with heart. The Woohoo Radio Network show for spiritual seekers and fire starters who are ready to stop feeling lost, alone, confused, or blocked and start tuning into your soul speak so you can ignite all areas of your world, from your work to your relationships, lifestyle to legacy. Host Ann Phyllis is a spiritual analyst, fire starter, energy alchemist, and soul truth clairvoyant. Using the heart and purpose-based principles of her signature Soul Sense system, Anne offers weekly wisdom for tuning in, letting go, unlocking, and unblocking. If you've been walking through life with excess baggage, a heavy heart, a feeling of disconnection from your inner life, consider Anne your guide to spark your soul journey and reignite your relationships, life, purpose, work, and spiritual consciousness. Every week on Spark Your Soul Radio, Anne takes you on a journey into the heart of your soul sense. There, she helps translate your energy, essence, and soul truth knowing into positive action and change. From this space of personal awakening and transformation, you're able to reignite your spirit, spark your soul, and live in alignment with your vision and values. Ready to spark your soul? Check out past shows by clicking on the podcast player. Got a question for Anne? Want to be a guest on her show? Visit sparkyoursoul.me and listen to Anne every Thursday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, only here on the Woohoo Radio Network.
We're back with Sandra Beck and Linda Franklin. Here's some more Powered Up with Beck and Franklin.
This is for all you girls.
Hey ladies, this is Sandra Beck and I'm here with Linda Franklin and we are having so much fun today. I know I am. I've already looked at sweetheart necklines online. I just pulled up French blue images on my big monitor because David said that's what I should wear. And Linda Franklin, you are absolutely 100% correct when you say every time we have a guest on this show, I just charge forward at 150 miles an hour and try everything that I learned. So if you have missed earlier episodes, this is Powered Up Talk Radio. I don't know where you're listening from, but you can go to our website, powereduptalkradio.com. You can go to iTunes under Powered Up Talk Radio, or you can go to Global Broadcasting Network's version of our show, which is on TogiNet, TogiNet.com. We have got the most fabulous shows. We've got our Soul Search Tuesdays where we work on the inside. We've got all these fashion shows where we work on the outside. And I'm so pleased today that we have David Zyla with us, and he's been giving us all these great tips. So you're going to want to check out the first half of the show if you missed it, and you're going to want to check out other shows like ours on Powered Up Talk Radio. I'm going to put the microphone back to David Zyla, and I'm going to ask you, you were talking about eyeballs on the break, like there's things to do with our eyes, and I have my mirror right here, so I'm ready for my free consultation. So everybody grab your hand mirrors, and what do we do with our eyes, David?
All right. Well, the eyes are a very helpful tool in discovering what I call are your true colors, like the best colors that you can wear. So to find your version of black, and here's the truth. Black doesn't look great on everyone. It's out there. It's in every store. We have these ideas around the color black that it goes with everything. It looks expensive, it's slimming, it's urban, all of this stuff. Well, the truth is there are other really great neutrals out there, and, if black isn't your best, you should use one of those. So here's a really easy tip as to how to find that. And if you look at your eye, look very carefully at the ring around your iris. And it's probably going to be, it may be black, but it may be a very dark espresso. It might be a medium gray. It could be aubergine. It could be a espresso or chocolate brown. It could be a navy or a French blue. And if you take that color and use it as you would use black, use it in your most formal clothing, buy, your quote-unquote little black dress in that, buy your, really great pair of winter boots or pumps in that color. And if black isn't your best, it's a fantastic alternative.
Isn't that interesting, Sandra?
I am. I was so busy looking in the mirror at my eyeball.
You're so busy looking at your eyes.
While you're looking at your eyes, I can give you another color, too, there. If you look at the darkest color in your eye, that color is what I call your energy color. And it's a wonderful color that just really reveals who you are, makes you appear very friendly and approachable and energetic. And, it could be really, a lot of us, I think generally about color. So we'll say, well, I have blue eyes, I have green eyes, so I wear blue or I wear green. Well, my question then would be, well, which shade of blue and which shade of green? And when we start to look closely, we might see that a blue eye is really more teal than like a true blue, so that if you were to put something like cobalt against it, it doesn't work nearly as beautifully as a teal works. So my idea is, look closely, and this is probably best done in good natural light without a lot of distractions. And I know that's always hard to carve out that time, but it really, you should be in a mode that you can really concentrate in.
Okay, I'm going to add to that because, I'm your technical advisor on the
yes,
show
you are.
today. What I did while you were talking, I thought, well, I can't see my eye that good in the mirror. So what I did was I took my iPhone and I put it on reverse cam like I was taking a selfie, and I took a selfie of my own eyeball and then blew it up and cropped it so I could see all the colors.
Fantastic. And what do you see?
I see gray and I see yellow, and I can see a really murky blue.
Okay, wonderful. Which seems the darkest in your eye of the three?
It's like kind of a gray blue. It's like a grayish. My eyes are really light. They don't have a lot of color to them, but they've got looks like silver in them, some yellow in them, and then you called it a French blue, but it's a dull French blue. It's not a really pretty bright French blue.
It's a softer version. And is this grayish blue? Is this a color that you've worn before?
You know what? My favorite, it's funny you say that. I don't have a lot of this color because it's kind of a hard color to find, but I do have one of my favorite ski sweaters that is in this like kind of grayish, bluish color. And every time I wear it, people tell me I look fantastic.
I love hearing that. That's obviously your energy color. If people are responding in that way, I would recommend taking that sweater with you the next time you go shopping and trying to match the color to something else. Because clearly it's a great color for you. And, one of the things that we talk about in How to Win at Shopping is to look at your past hits for your future ones. So, again, repeat that color in something else. If you know that, we were talking necklines earlier. If you know sweetheart necklines work really well on you, and you have 3 pieces in your wardrobe with sweetheart necklines, and you wear them more than anything else, you should be shopping for that. And, don't worry that you don't have, a V-neck in your wardrobe, because you don't, it doesn't suit you, and that's fine. I really think that we should, look to the past hits for, our future greatness.
David, would you say that for most women, what goes from the waist up is the most important, or what really grabs the eye? So that's the focus, and the bottom sort of isn't, or is it all in one?
I think it's all important. My idea is, if you could buy a great pair of pants in your version of black, be it an espresso brown or a gray, why not do it? Why not go for the best? Why not try to do A+? If black isn't great, it's probably not as bad if it's done on the bottom. And obviously, if you're on a date or a job interview, chances are most things are going to be, waist up. So yes, the emphasis, that putting emphasis there is a great idea. But again, I'm of the mindset that, why not go for A+? Why not, set your sights on having a wardrobe head to toe that feels harmonious and beautiful, and you smile every time you reach for it in your closet.
You said something else last week that was pretty interesting. You went for the eyes, and we had everybody pulling out their mirrors at this conference looking at their eyes. But you also said on your wrist, take a look at the veins on your wrist. But aren't most people's veins blue?
Well, you know what? So the idea is, if you look at the vein on the inside of your wrist, if you look very carefully at that color, it's going to be a blue, a green, or a purple. And the range could be everything from like a deep violet to a teal to a turquoise, etc. And that color is what I call your dramatic color. And so it's really the color that illuminates you and is very powerful. So, if you're going in for a job interview and 100 other people are interviewing for it, it's a fantastic color to incorporate because they're going to remember you. You're going to stand out. You're going to appear very dynamic and somebody that they, can't keep their eyes off of. It's a wonderful color for that. A tip in the book, How to Win at Shopping, about color and job interviews is, wear that color, your dramatic color, to a job interview, and also repeat the color in a different garment for your second or third interview, because that very strong color helps remind them of why they liked you so much the first time. It creates a color memory.
I want to ask you one more question, because in the next segment I want to go more into the book and to, how to win at shopping. I want to know, how do we win at shopping? But one more color question. What about hair color, how to coordinate the hair color with your primary colors, if you want to put it that way?
Well, our natural coloring is so beautiful, but I do know that a lot of women color their hair. And one thing, the best tip I can give on that, what I'm seeing right now is that many women, when they're coloring their hair, there's a big trend, and I would say 9 out of 10 women are going warmer with their hair color as opposed to cooler. And this idea of putting sun in the hair is a huge trend right now. And I would say if you are in doubt, let's say you've done it and you're like, oh, I don't know if this is quite right on me. Am I having to change my makeup a lot? I would say, if you wear silver jewelry, chances are when they do a golden highlight for you, it's probably too much. It's probably too warm. That's a big thing right now, that we're going very warm with hair color and highlights. And I would say, if you look better in cooler jewelry, why would you put, golden streaks in your hair? So,
awesome. I got to take us to commercial break. David Zyla, DavidZyla.com. Look him up on Amazon. We're going to be back with him more after the break.
We've got lots more Powered Up with Sandra Beck and Linda Franklin after these messages.
Have you heard? The pages of American Patchwork and Quilting magazine come to life on our new weekly online radio show, American Patchwork and Quilting. Join Pat Sloan, our blogging and quilt designer host, as she talks about the latest trends, ideas, and inspirations. Her guests include quilt pattern designers, authors, quilt shop owners, and our editors, all quilters, just like you. Call in with your questions. Get quilting tips from industry experts. Learn about free patterns. Hear behind-the-scenes stories from our magazines, American Patchwork and Quilting, Quilt Sampler, and Quilts and More. Get the scoop on free stuff and find out more about the best independent quilt shops in North America. To listen to a live show, tune in Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern. Just log on to allpeoplequilt.com/radio. To hear past shows, go to iTunes and search for American Patchwork and Quilting Radio. We hope you'll join us because we know that quilting changes everything.
The Woohoo Radio Network presents the Diva Download with Tracy and Tasha. If you think Diva is all about attitude and drama, think again. The Diva Download is the premier online radio program where girls of all ages, shapes, sizes, and colors get together to redefine what it means to be a diva so that all girls can discover their inner diva and develop a healthy sense of self-worth and self-esteem. Being a true diva means you're diverse, involved, value-driven, and active. That's today's diva. If you want to celebrate the girl in your life through education, encouragement, empowerment, and entertainment, join us every week on Tuesdays from 6 to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time and celebrate the essence of being a girl only here on the Woohoo Radio Network.
We're back with Sandra Beck and Linda Franklin. Here's more Powered Up with Beck and Franklin.
Hey, ladies, this is Sandra Beck, and I'm here with Linda Franklin, and we are just having a rockin' good time with David Zyla. He is just so much fun, and I feel like I'm prettier after listening to him. I just got to say that. You're going to want to check out his new book that's coming out called Win at Shopping. I mean, who doesn't want to win at shopping? I mean, David, that's just the best title ever.
We think so. It's the promise of how to win at shopping is a good one, and the book is filled with wonderful tips on really making you a savvier shopper, a more focused shopper, and to, guarantee great results as well. When I hear from people the comment, well, I'm glad to have this book because I hate shopping. I really think when someone says that, 9 out of 10 times, what they're saying is, I don't know how to shop. And no one really teaches us this. We're expected to, have a great wardrobe, and there are a lot of great choices out there. Fashion is in an incredible period with amazing choices and a whole variety. But that also means that, there can be confusion around it. And so this book, How to Win at Shopping, is really to help you focus on what it is that you should be looking for. And looking at the clues in your closet is a huge one. But then also, once you're in the store, helping you to be more focused. My idea is when you go on a shopping trip, you should treat it like a business meeting. Turn your cell phone off. Eat lunch before, so your stomach isn't growling and you're annoyed by it and you're in a grumpy mood. And so to be really strategic, when there is this great sale at an outlet, get there early. When you're in a store, use a personal shopper. They're there to help you. And personal shopping is in every department store, and it's a free service. And if you're clear with the person you're working with as to what you're looking for, they can be extraordinarily helpful. Anyway, but the book is a lot of fun and a lot of really wonderful, useful tips to help you create a closet of things you love.
And David, and at a reasonable price as well, so you're not going out and spending tons and tons of money, maybe on a couple of items that you really like. But, this is more for economical shopping?
Actually, this book is for every type of shopping. You can do it at every single level. Whatever your budget is, the theories and philosophies will help you.
Okay. I mean, should people make a list? I mean, I know every time I go to a store, like for groceries or for other things, for office supplies, I always make a list, but I never make a list when I go shopping.
No.
It's like I have an idea of what I want, but then, you get distracted so easily. So, should you make a list even with the colors that are your good colors now to remind you while you're in the store?
Absolutely. As we were touching upon earlier, looking in your closet for the best hits is a great way to start. If you look great in wrap dresses, look for wrap dresses. If you say, I need workwear, okay, do you wear dresses to work? Yes. Well, look for some wrap dresses first. If you know they work on you and you feel beautiful in them, you don't always have to reinvent every season. However, I do like the idea of trying things on that you haven't tried before. One of the tips in the book is to add variety to a wardrobe, because we all get stuck in ruts from time to time. And, one woman I was just working with said, you know what I wear every day of my life? Pants and a top. and she wasn't very happy about that. And I said, okay, well, let's add some variety. And so the tip in the book is to think of yourself as if were a nudist and you're discovering clothes for the very first time. And so you should go through different necklines, different jacket lengths, different sleeve lengths, and start to really, expand your repertoire and also learn about what doesn't work on you. That's powerful. If you walk into a department and everything in it is black and red, and very angular, and that doesn't look good on you, don't spend time in that department. Go to the next department, and you will win in another department. You will not win in that department, no matter how long you wander through it.
Should you go alone?
Go ahead.
Go ahead. I like the idea of, if you're really going to be focused in your shopping, I like doing it on your own. However, if you have a friend who understands that your style and your taste is different than hers, absolutely. I also think that if you say you're going to meet a friend for lunch and then go to a movie, or maybe we'll go shopping, you probably shouldn't buy anything on that shopping trip, because it's really a social occasion. It's you looking at what's new, enjoying the wonderful retail of theater. Retail really is a wonderful form of theater. And it's not strategic. It's more of a browse. And so I would say probably don't buy anything on that day. So I would say either have a strategic shopping partner or do it on your own.
Well, and let's not discount shopping online, because I'm a big online shopper. And I just I like bandage dresses. I know they're probably out of style right now, but they look good on my figure. So, when I get a certain length, like knee length up in the, like the sweetheart neckline, I can type in bandage dress, French blue sweetheart neckline, and see some things that could look really good on me. And then most of the stuff, is free return. So, that's kind of fun too, because then you can get the color.
That's one of the tips in the book, actually. The wonderful thing about shopping online is, A, the customer service there is so fantastic, and B, free shipping usually, free returns, and that idea that you can, basically type in exactly what you're looking for. Again, I go back to that idea that if you know what you're shopping for, you can be successful. I see so many people, sort of wandering department stores, hoping inspiration is going to jump off a hanger onto their body, fit perfectly. They're going to wear it 2 days later to that special event, and everyone's going to fall at their feet saying, "Oh my God, you look amazing." The chances of that happening are very slim if you don't know what you're looking for. And the same thing is true online. If you're saying, "Oh, I'll just look at some flash sales," I'm thinking, well, no, you should be strategic there as well. You should really use your time to win at shopping.
Well, and can I give you my other online shopping tip for girls?
Of course.
Well, yeah, you probably already know this and probably already do it, but I'm just going to say it anyway. I like to find the dress that looks fantastic. I know it'll look really great on me. Then I buy it 2 sizes too big, and then I take it to my tailor. I have this little Russian tailor who will tailor it to my figure. And it's amazing how they can just fix it. It's a size or 2 bigger, because sometimes the way they use the fit model and the cut, if it's not stretchy material, you're just dead in the water anyway. But if you buy it a size bigger or even 2 sizes bigger, if it looks like it's going to be a fabric issue, then, you can really get a beautiful looking dress for a song.
alterations are something discussed actually in How to Win at Shopping. So important. And my feeling is, no matter what your clothing budget is, you should always factor in alterations. Clothing is made, I would say fit on a fit model. And each designer has a different aesthetic of how something should fit. They have a different aesthetic on what their fit model, what their dimensions are, what their proportions are. And as a result, everything's going to be, sizing fluctuates. It's not all universal. And the idea you're going to buy anything and it's going to fit perfectly, again, those odds are slim. So I always say invest that extra to make something perfect. If you have a jacket in your closet and the sleeves are too long, you're not going to wear it, and it's going to hang there. So another tip from the book is when you buy that jacket that has the sleeves that are too long, don't put it in your closet until it's altered. A great tip is to, leave that jacket in your car because then it's a physical reminder, I have to go to the tailor shop, or do it on your way back from the mall after buying it. But don't put it in the working closet. Everything in your closet should be a possibility for the next outfit.
I just really enjoyed the show, David. I have to tell you, I've got a big smile on my face, and it's just thank you for doing this. Thank you for helping all of us.
David, where do we buy your book? Oh, yeah, we're on the same wavelength.
How to Win at Shopping is available everywhere, actually, and it just came out on January 27th, so it's newly released.
Great. So it's on Amazon and it's also in the bookstores?
It is, correct.
Oh, wonderful. And off your website?
Yes. Available everywhere.
And there should be no problem in getting it, ladies. And it's going to be a good investment because it's a great little book. I got it last week, and I got the tips David gave on air. There's tons more in the book. You really need to read it if you really want to really spruce up your wardrobe.
Oh, I see. Buy the color, your style. Buy the shopping to win, or whatever. What was the title? Win to shop.
My first book is Color Your Style, and the new one is How to Win at Shopping.
Okay, so you guys need to buy both of them. I know I'm getting my set. And thank you, David. Thank you so much for being our guest today. You want to check him out at David Zyla. That's DavidZyla.com. He is definitely the man of the hour. He's Mr. Color, Mr. Style, and now he is Mr. Shopping. We'll be back next week with another great show with Powered Up Talk Radio with Sandra Beck and Linda Franklin. Have a great week.
We're so glad you joined us for Powered Up with Beck and Franklin. Sandra Beck, Los Angeles-based single mother and technology company owner, knows what it's like to be fit, funny, and fantastic in your 40s. Linda Franklin, a New Yorker with a successful marriage and